Wait, before you eat it, think about this.
90 to 95% of people who are diagnosed with diabetes actually have diabetes type 2. Hi lovelies, thank you for joining my channel again. If you are new here, welcome. Of course, please go ahead, show your love and support by liking this video. Please subscribe if you have not done that. And of course, the more we share this video is the more people it will reach so that we can help them, okay? So we're talking about diabetes, aka sugar, as we call it in Jamaica, right? Now, this is a long-lasting condition. And with this condition, when you eat the food, your body breaks down the food, majority of the food, in glucose or sugar. Alright, so when it breaks down the food into sugar, it goes into your bloodstream. Now, when that is in your bloodstream, what the body does is to send a signal to your pancreas, a little organ in your body, the pancreas right here. Yes, the pancreas releases insulin. Now, in the case of diabetes, enough insulin is either not released or the body does not use the insulin properly. So that results to the sugar or the glucose building up in your bloodstream, and as an end result, we have diabetes. There are actually 3 types of diabetes, but I'll only talk about 2 today, right? We have type 1. With this type of diabetes, it's more on a genetical side of the scale because it's an autoimmune response that happens. So the body basically attacks itself. So in the pancreas, that little mushy organ me that telling about earlier, in the pancreas we have beta cells. Let's call the beta cells them big man. So the big man them supposed to produce the insulin to remove the glucose from the bloodstream. But in type 1 diabetes, what happens? The body attacks the big man them by mistake. So with the big man them being destroyed or killed, there is no way for insulin to be produced, basically. While in diabetes type 2, the body produces the insulin, but it doesn't use the insulin properly. In this case, we have insulin resistance. So the pancreas, see I'm like an organ there? Yeah, pancreas our best friend today. The pancreas produces the insulin. However, the insulin is not being used by the body. So sugar is still in the bloodstream. Sugar just circulating and no insulin to take it out. So sugar level just keep going up, up, up. So that is basically what type 2 diabetes is. I did mention there are 3 types of diabetes, right? So we spoke about type 1, type 2, but there's also gestational diabetes. Now, what is that? This is usually when women are pregnant, they develop diabetes. Please don't get scared, people, please. Some persons develop diabetes when they're pregnant and it can put the baby at high risk. However, it usually goes away after the baby is born. So all my pregnant ladies out there, please don't worry. You're gonna be fine, mama, okay? All right, so now we're looking on some signs and symptoms. Some things that you definitely need to look out for in regards to diabetes if you think you may be at risk: polyuria or increase in urination. So if you realize, say, you go to the bathroom more than usual, yeah, you might need to check it out. You know, you might need to check it out. Also, polyphagia. No matter how much you eat, you don't feel like you can't full. Another sign and symptom to look out for, or in this case, it would be symptom because you would be experiencing this without somebody being able to see it, that's what symptoms are, is polydipsia. In other words, you are experiencing an increase in thirst. Me not talk about the place hot and I just feel so thirsty because the place is hot. No, you have an increase in thirst whether the place feels warmer than usual. In type 1 diabetes, one of the signs, this is something now that you can see, persons out there can see happening with you, is weight loss, right? That's one of the signs that follows type 1 diabetes. In type 2 diabetes, persons may experience numbness or tingling in their hands and feet. So if you're experiencing any of these or a combination of these signs and symptoms, please go get it checked out. So let's look on some of the treatments now. We mentioned insulin, right? And we've learned from this video that we need insulin to remove sugar or glucose from the bloodstream. One of the major treatments for type 1 and type 2 diabetes is insulin. Now, this is something that you'll need to inject in your body. For the persons watching this video, you are not a diabetic. Please, 90 to 95% of the persons who are diagnosed with diabetes have diabetes type 2. Now, for diabetes type 2, some of the steps we can take to avoid succumbing to this chronic illness, we can exercise, we can eat healthy, and we can also kind of get on a regime to lose some weight, because those are things that can help. For type 1 diabetes, take your insulin and continue to eat healthy. All right? Persons who are diabetic watching this, I'm encouraging you, please take your insulin when you know you need to take your insulin. All right, guys? All right, now it's time to squash the myths about diabetes and bring to light the facts. So many persons believe that when you are diabetic, you have to avoid sweets at all costs. You can't eat nothing with sweets. No, that is not the case. In fact, you can have sweets, but you have to have it in smaller portions. Another myth that is out there is that if it's not in my family member does not have diabetes, I'm safe. Okay, I'm not gonna have it. That's the myth. Let's squash that. We'll just put a big X. You can still develop diabetes even if there's no one in your family who has it. It's just that if you have family members with diabetes, you're more at risk to get it. Now for the third one. Persons on a whole believe that diabetic persons, or once you have diabetes, you are going to be placed on a special diet. That's a myth. Let's squash that one. No, diabetic persons have a healthy diet like any other person. So I'm supposed to have a healthy diet. You're supposed to have a healthy diet. Whether you have diabetes or not, you're supposed to have a healthy diet. All right? So that's the fact of the matter. Across the board, we all should have a healthy diet. So you've made it to the end of this video. Thank you again for joining. Thank you for staying with me. I'm happy I did not bore you to death. All right, of course, if you have not subscribed, please go right ahead and subscribe. Share this video so that persons will be able to have this knowledge, so that persons will know more about diabetes. And if you have any question at all about diabetes, type 1, type 2, gestational diabetes, go ahead and place it in the comment section, and who knows, we may have a little question and answer session. All right, thank you guys again. You don't know, big up on yourself. Bye.